Have you ever been coding using your AI assistant and just thought to yourself, this is basically a fancy autocomplete? Well, you're not alone. Today we're going to talk about a tool called AMP, which claims to be something totally different, a frontier coding agent. Let's break down what that actually means.
But first, let's talk about the real problem here. You know that feeling, right? Your AI tool is helpful for a minute, but then it just loses the plot. It forgets what you were talking about 5 minutes ago, and it definitely doesn't understand the big picture of your project. It's a tool, sure, but a partner? Not really. And that is the exact gap AMP wants to fill.
Okay, so here's the game plan for this explainer. First, we'll figure out what AMP is. Then we'll look at the 4 big ideas that drive it. After that, we'll see what your day-to-day coding could look like with it. We'll even meet its team of specialist agents. And finally, of course, how you can get it for yourself.
All right, first things first, what is AMP? The whole idea here is to make a leap, to move way beyond just being a clever autocomplete.
So at its heart, AMP is what they call a frontier coding agent. Now, those two words, frontier agent, are super important. It means AMP isn't trying to play it safe or be compatible with old tech. It's opinionated, meaning it's built to always grab the latest and greatest AI models, even if a model was just released yesterday. It's all about living on the cutting edge.
So let's see how they actually pull this off. This whole philosophy really rests on 4 key principles.
Principle number 1, unconstrained token usage. Okay, quick primer. A token is just a piece of text, and AI models have a limit to how many they can see at once. AMP just blows that limit up. It uses models with gigantic context windows, like Claude Opus 4.6, which can handle 200,000 tokens. In plain English, it can read your entire project, not just the last few lines. That is a massive deal for keeping context.
Second, it's all about using the best tool for the job. You see, AMP is multi-model. That means it isn't locked into one AI. It might use something like Opus 4.6 for one thing, but then switch over to a beast like GPT 5.2 Codex for something more complex. It's a game changer because AMP gets to pick the absolute best brain for whatever you're trying to do.
And number 3 is huge. It gives you the raw power of the model. A lot of tools put up all these guardrails, kind of nerfing what the AI can actually do. AMP's philosophy is the opposite. It basically hands you the keys and trusts you, the developer, to be in the driver's seat.
And finally, number 4, it's built to evolve. I mean, the AI world is moving at a dizzying pace, right? AMP is designed so that as soon as a new, more powerful model comes out, it can be plugged right in. So the tool you use today is literally going to be better tomorrow without you having to do a thing.
Okay, so that's the philosophy. It sounds cool, but what does it actually feel like to use it? Let's take a look at the workflow. What's really cool is you get to choose your mode. Think of it like this. Smart mode is your default, using the best all-around models. If you have a small, quick job, you can flip to rush mode, which uses faster, cheaper models. But for those really gnarly, complex problems, you switch into deep mode, which unleashes GPT 5.2 Codex to do some heavy-duty thinking.
Now, of course, you get out what you put in. To really make AMP sing, you have to be clear. Tell it exactly what you want, give it one main task at a time, and point it to the right files. You can even tell it how you want it to check its own work. And there's a special file you can use to give it project-specific instructions.
And that file is called agents.md. Honestly, think of this as your project's onboarding doc for the AI. You drop this file in your repo, and you can tell AMP all the little quirks, how to run the build, what your coding style is, how the project is structured. It's how you make the agent an expert on your code.
And this right here, this is where you see the leap. Look at this prompt. You're not just saying, convert this file. You're saying, hey, spin up 3 workers, 3 subagents, and get them to convert these CSS files to Tailwind in parallel. That's not just asking for help. That's delegating. That's a whole different ballgame.
Speaking of agents, this brings me to my favorite part. AMP isn't just one AI. It's more like a team of specialists you can call on whenever you need them. First on the team, you've got the Oracle. This is your senior architect. It's powered by GPT 5.2. And you bring it in for the big questions. Stuff like, hey, can you review this architecture for me? Or, I'm stuck on this really complex problem. Is there a smarter way to think about this?
Then there's the librarian. This is your research assistant. Let's say you're using some open source library, and the documentation is, well, you know. You can tell the librarian, go read that library's code on GitHub, and explain to me how this function works. It's amazing.
And for anything visual, you have the painter. This thing is powered by Gemini 3 Pro Image.
You can ask it to whip up a quick UI mockup, generate some ideas for an app icon, or even take a screenshot and black out sensitive info. It's basically a designer living in your terminal.
And on top of those specialists, you can always just ask AMP to create generic sub-agents. You can think of these as a team of junior developers. They're perfect for those parallel tasks we talked about, like in that Tailwind example. You just tell them to divide and conquer.
All right, this all sounds pretty incredible, I know. So the next logical question is, how do you actually get it? Well, it's free to get started, and it literally takes just 2 steps.
First, let's talk about cost. For qualified new users, they give you a $10 daily grant. And let me be clear, that's not a one-time thing. It's $10 of credit that resets every single day. That's more than enough to really put AMP through its paces, using even the most powerful models, all without paying a cent. It's a fantastic way to kick the tires. And getting it installed is ridiculously easy. Seriously, you just go to the website, ampcode.com/install, and you copy that one line of code. Paste it into your terminal, hit enter, and that's it. You're done. You're ready to start coding.
And that really brings us to the final, most important question. We've seen coding tools evolve from text editors to smart autocompletes, and now to these things, true coding agents. So the question isn't just about what a tool like AMP can do. The real question is, what will you build when you have a genuine coding partner by your side?